time. These are the all-time players from the past behind. These are the all-time 11. Welcome to what I'm going to loosely call Forgotten Shots 11. This is the second in our Older Shot all-time 11s, where we're going to discuss and debate players that we think are forgotten. There's a crucial flaw in that because they're not forgotten once you've remembered them, but we're going to get past that point and appreciate the chaos. We're going to try and build it into a formation. Julian's already said to me it's a 4-3-3. That's good. That's solid. We all know what a 4-3-3 looks like, but it may descend into some other formation if we really want to get a player in. So let's start with the goalkeepers. That's a nice easy one where we can all go around and raise each other's cards. I'm going to go to you first, Julian.
Well, I'm really looking forward to this, Will, because there's no rules here, is there? So, this might be a forgotten player for some. It might not be for others. I really don't know. But this has been put together by me because, as the name said, I forgot that they'd actually played for the Shots for a period of time. But my first card on the table is going to be Ross Warner. Ross was sort of a backup goalie, just about to start his career. And then I think from memory, I've forgotten, so I can't actually remember, but I think he broke his leg from memory. And he then sort of shot off to somewhere else and never to be seen again. So I'm not sure how much forgotten he is, but that's my first card on the table.
I mean, that's a great start. You've got a lot of info. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where he went to after us. Where was it? It's fine. We're going to get his wiki up. In the meantime, AFC Wimbledon after us, I believe.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. He had a couple of loan appearances away from us at Eastbourne and Farnborough. I think that was when he was maybe coming back from that injury. A solid start with Ross Warner. I never forget Ross Warner, but Joe, did you forget him? And who's your goalkeeper?
I didn't forget that he played for us, but I can see exactly why Julian's put that there. I take your Ross Warner and I raise you a Clark Masters.
Oh my God.
Good shout.
Ringing all the bells on the forgotten meter.
So I remembered a goalkeeper who was sent off when he wasn't even playing. He was on the bench, I believe. I didn't remember his name, so count that as forgetting. That's up to you. So I had to do some digging, and I believe I really wish I could find the highlights. So if a listener can send a link to it or something. Can't remember who it was against, but I'm pretty sure he was sent off for some sort of, I don't know, aggravated assault on the sidelines or something. But don't know if he ever played for us. Maybe he played a game. I think maybe once. Don't know what he did after that. Don't really care. Probably ended up playing in the Cypriot third division or something. I don't know.
That is a great shout. He did play once, so you got that right. He is currently playing for Billericay Town, and in 3 weeks' time, we're going to watch Dulwich Hamlet against Billericay Town. I'm going to see the man that is probably in the Forgotten Shots 11. Because my shout is the lesser spotted Louis Wells. Now, I had completely just point blank forgotten this guy, and I can't even find much about him. That's the. Clark Masters has got a Wikipedia page. That's pretty good. I think there was. I'm just reading here. Clark Masters. There was a rumor that Arsenal were going to sign him. It's got plenty of news about him. Louis Wells has got barely anything. And I can't find it, even if he played for us, but he was definitely on the bench a lot. So Louis Wells is my suggestion.
Get him on the pod.
Like build his Wikipedia for him. Oh dear. Right. So I guess how do we rank this? I think the wow factor of Clark Masters. Julian, would you agree?
I'm up for that. That was me trumped all over. That was a superb move, Joe.
Superb. Right.
Thanks.
Goalkeeper in. Okay. Now to work this a little bit easier because I think positions are going to be slightly trickier. I think when we move on to defenders, we will maybe go round. So Julian will start. He'll say one. A kind of quick reaction. Joe, you'll go next. Then I'll come in. And then if we get to 9, and then we pick the most surprising, or should we do 6? Let's do 6. So 2 each, and then we pick the 4. Let's try that.
I'm up for that.
All right. Defenders, Julian, over to you.
Okay, so I've obviously got 4 defenders on my list. I'm going to pick 2 of them. And the first one is Lewis Hamilton.
He was quick.
Joe, honestly, you look really confused when I said Lewis Hamilton, Joe.
It's because I've forgotten about him, and I don't remember him.
So that's a great shout. Then I think Lewis Hamilton. The other one I've got is I can't pronounce it. Ben Starosta.
Oh, Ben Starosta.
Right back. Was in the opening season of the Football League, I think, and then headed off to, as Joe would say, the Cypriot 3rd Division, I think. I can't remember where he ended up.
He's definitely.
So those are my 2. I go for Ben Starosta and Lewis Hamilton.
It's a brilliant opening.
All right, shall I go?
Yeah, let me just get a quick update on Ben Starosta. He went out on loan to Lechia Gdansk after Aldershot, which was a great move for him. And also played for a Polish team that are no longer playing in the top 2 leagues. So there you have it. Joe, can you beat Ben Starosta and Lewis Hamilton?
I might struggle. I'm going to hit you with a Tim Schmoll.
He's on my list. That's a great shout.
And did he ever play a game for us? Pre-season friendly, maybe?
I think I've definitely saw him in an Aldershot shirt. But
and then he went. I'm pretty sure the research I've done is he then went and played for Orlando Pirates or something like that afterwards. Or that might have been one of my players later. He definitely went, or he maybe came from America. Who knows? He was in America at some point. And I'll follow that with a Jean-Yves Cuniate.
Oh, well played,
That's
Joe.
a superb double.
Funnily enough, I think he actually played quite a few games for us, but I just totally forgotten about him. It's a great name. I think that's probably why I picked him, because I went, oh yeah, he had a good name, so I've remembered him now. That's about the logic on that one. Don't think he was a bad player. Yeah, well done, Jean-Yves.
Jean-Yves. Nice. All right. 4 good selections. We might have to turn this around so I choose first, or Joe chooses first next time. I've got a listener suggestion from Rob Holder. He says Carl Reddy.
Good shout.
You start for 10. I'm going to then pick someone that I'd completely forgotten about that played for Aldershot, which is Magnus Okungai, who went on to play for Colchester and others, and played for us when he was quite young, I think.
Big central defender.
Massive central defender. Always, I basically wanted him back as soon as he was a Football League player again. So those were our 6. So we got Lewis Hamilton, Ben Starosta, Tim Schmoll, Jean-Yves Niarte, Carl Reddy, and Magnus Okungai.
Will, can I give a shout out for a player who's playing quite high now? Cameron Pring.
Cameron Pring.
I had him written down, but I don't think I'd really forgotten about him, but just when I was looking through the players, he's probably one of the highest quality players we've had who's barely played for us, but did, and he's now sort of one of the good quality Championship defenders.
Nice. Okay, right. I think on the forgotten rating, Lewis Hamilton is the first one out of the bat. He goes straight in. I think Tim Schmoll is also in that bracket. The shock factor. And who else? So Lewis Hamilton was a right back? we say? Left back?
I think he did both. I think he was so flexible.
Perfect for
he
this
could play
team.
right back or left back.
If we can't remember where he played, he's definitely making the list.
And the rest, I think, were centre backs, weren't they? Ben Starosta was a right back. So we could go for a Ben Starosta right back, Lewis Hamilton left back.
Sounds good to me.
Nice. Right. Now we've got to choose those centre backs. So I think Tim Schmoll is in there. I can't find that he actually played. I'm sure I saw him in a shot shirt. So maybe he came off the bench.
I'm sure I've seen him too. He was huge, wasn't he? Wasn't he 6'7" or something ridiculous?
6'6". Yeah, nearly topped 2 meters, but didn't quite.
This is like the Mandela effect, where you tell yourself you think he played, but he never actually did.
Yeah. He played 15 times for Dover the season after, which is quite weird. It's like kind of strange. So I think we can say, even if he didn't play, he was at the club. We definitely saw him because he was massive. So he gets into one of the centre back berths. So then the decision is between Jean-Yves Niarte, Magnus Okongai, or Carl Reddy, if we're going to stick him at centre back. I think he might have been more of a left back.
I'll go Jean-Yves for me.
I mean, Joe's going to say Jean-Yves as well, isn't he?
Costs a lot to get that name printed, but we'll go with him. Yeah.
Superb. That's the back four. We're going to stick Lewis Hamilton at left back, Speedy down the wing, Ben Starosta right back, Tim Schmoll and Jean-Yves Niarte as the centre halves. I mean, it's not a bad squad so far.
Can I just throw in the others that made my team but don't make the overall 11? Okay, so Michael Hector, Guy Branston, and Jason Meletti.
Jason Meletti. Yes, his shirt was on eBay for about 5 years. I don't know if you ever saw that. If you ever look up Aldershot shirts, his like the yellow away shirt when we're in the Football League with like 21 on the back, on eBay for years. My other one was Nathan Kubuv, who I think came through our academy or played for us from very young. And maybe got a couple of appearances. That's the name I've got. Joe, have you got any other lingering?
I put Miles Anderson on my list, just because I thought it was funny, but I don't know if I'd fully forgotten about him. But I just remember him being a really hilarious signing. Was there purely because of his agent, and then we thought we'd never see him again, and then we did a few years later, and then we never saw him again. But yeah, I don't think I've truly forgotten about him, so I can't quite count it.
No. And yeah, I've got two suggestions here from Ian Pearce, obviously panel member, friend of the show. He suggested, I mean, his two suggestions I think might be in the underappreciated shots range. He went for a goalkeeper of Richard Barnard, who played understudy to Nicky Ball all those years, who I'd, broadly forgotten about. And his kind of centre-half suggestion was Chris Blackburn of Football League Aldershot fame.
Richard Barnard's a great shout for sub. I genuinely had totally forgotten about him, but that's my time growing up. I remember he was quite a mainstay as a sub goalie.
Yeah.
And probably never really got a sniff because we had an excellent first choice keeper at the time.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what Ian mentioned. Kind of, he would normally have slipped straight into a conference team as the main goalkeeper, but we had two kind of first team goalkeepers basically. Grand. Right. I think the excitement will grow and grow as we approach the midfielders. It seems like we're probably going for 3 central midfielders, 4-3-3. So let's start with you, Joe, this time for your kind of central midfielder suggestions.
Okay, let's see how we go with these. Well, all of them. Shall I give you all of mine?
Give us. We've got 3 positions. Yeah, let's go 2 each, and then if we need more.
Right, I will hit you with Liam Bellamy.
Nice.
Yeah, you weren't expecting that, were you?
I was joking. He's in my list as well.
Oh.
And I'm going to follow that up with an Anthony Pulis.
Yes. Superb. He was famously, or not famously, but one of the only players you could buy on FIFA Ultimate Team in like 2012 for Aldershot. He was like 59 rated. So yeah, that's like my main memory of Anthony Pulis, and I had forgotten about him.
He then went to Orlando City. That was the player. Sorry, I've got that written down. There you go.
That's the next 11, isn't it? Players that went to Orlando City. Or the players we thought went to Orlando City. All right. I'm going to hit you with 2 central midfielders now. See how you deal with these. I mean, one's not maybe a centre midfielder, but I just... Okay, no, I'll go with these 2. Yanis Drace. Is that one?
Good shout.
That is a great shout.
He looked quality. And the second one is Bertrand Kozic, or Bertie Kozic. Early 2000s, Bertie Kozic.
Yeah, that's given me a confused look on my face too, Joe.
No, the name rings a bell, but I couldn't tell you anything about him.
Nope.
At all.
I barely can.
I remember watching Yanis Dre. So I went up to the I think it was Notts County away, where we lost 3-1, and he was in the central midfield. And I thought he was absolutely excellent that night.
Yeah, I was there that night as well. That 3-1. We were in the game the whole time. Should have won.
Yeah,
probably because of Yanis. So we know we've knocked Liam Bellamy off your list, Julian. But what are your 2 central midfield suggestions?
Okay, well I'll raise you Yannick Drace and throw in a Bobby Hopkinson.
Bobby Hopkinson. That's lovely.
Bobby Hopkinson. I've forgotten whether he played for us or not. He was around for a few months, but I really couldn't tell you. You'd have to get him up on if he's got a Wikipedia page as well. But I remember being quite excited when he signed, and then just sort of fizzled away to nothing.
Yes,
so Bobby Hopkinson. And my other one is Josh Wakefield.
Wow. Okay.
Snap.
Oh, we've got a snap over there.
Because I wrote next to Josh Wakefield, I genuinely couldn't tell you anything about him. I cannot remember anything. I can't remember what he looked like. I can't remember what season he played for us. Yeah, nothing. Did he do anything?
I'm pleased with that then.
It's a brilliant shot from distance from Julian there. I was just looking at Bobby Hopkinson. He made a substitute appearance in the 82nd minute against Morecambe in a 4-1 home win. And that seems to be the only appearance he made.
10 minutes.
He went on a dual registration to Farnborough, and then it was the slippery slope of Havant, Waterlooville, Truro City, Plymstock United, Witheridge, Bodmin Town, Tavistock, Launceston, and Camelford.
Launceston, guys, my neck of the woods. He's literally just gradually moved closer to me, club by club.
He's doing the tour.
I'm being haunted by him.
You've probably had a pint with him, Joe, in the local.
I must have.
And Josh Wakefield, was it Josh? Yes, Josh Wakefield made 17 appearances in 16-17.
That's even more alarming.
That's insane.
Maybe I had a fall around that time. I don't know.
What was he doing? We sent him mid. How do we not notice him? Was he making just sub appearances? Okay, that spooked me. He made 1 appearance in the FA Cup as well. So, well, the more you know. There's some brilliant suggestions here. How are we going to choose between Liam Bellamy, Anthony Pulis, Bertie Kozic, Yanis Drace, Bobby Hopkinson, and Josh Wakefield? Any suggestions for 2 that we should drop?
It's too close to call for me, Will. I think you're going to have the final say on this one.
Oh, God.
I think we definitely got to be putting Bellamy as a starter just because I genuinely had kind of forgotten about him. And I think he was a really quality player, and it's a shame he didn't really play more for us.
Yeah, he had that injury, didn't he? Early.
Yes, he did, yeah.
Was it like the he had a really good preseason. And in the first couple of games, he got that big injury. Yeah. Okay. So Liam Bellamy's in there, as you both had him. I loved Bobby Hopkinson. Great reaction from me. Joe, what are your thoughts on Bobby Hopkinson?
Yeah, I mean, I just enjoy his career trajectory, so put him in.
That's true. Sweet. Right. There's Bobby. That means we've got one more spot. So I'm gonna narrow it down to Anthony Pulis, Yanis Drace, or Josh Wakefield. Julian, what do you think? Subjectively, you can't say Josh Wakefield.
Difficult one for me because they're all on a level. I can just about remember each of them very faintly. So they don't really qualify in my forgotten 11. But if I was to go for one, it would be the Yannick Drace as the shock factor. Because when you said it, I thought, oh my God.
I would go with that as well. I had totally forgotten about him, but I remember him being sort of quality.
Yeah, he was one of those that just kind of drift into our lives for a spell and then they're gone forever. Yanis Drace is our third central midfielder, flanked by Liam Bellamy and Bobby Hopkinson. As I said, the fun keeps on coming because you knew as soon as you listened to this podcast that the strikers were going to be the most fun part of it. Aldershot have had a long list of strikers, and I'm sure we've probably got the same list on each other's screens here. I'm going to kick things off this time. Let's go for two each. I'm going to go with I've got four here, but I'm going to try and get to two. All right, Chucky Erubeni and Jimmy Traore. Jimmy Torre, sorry, not Jimmy Traore. Getting it mixed up with Jimmy Traore of Liverpool fame. Jimmy Torre. There we go.
Good starters for sure.
Good starters. All right, Julian, to you. Can you bring us two strikers, please?
I might be able to raise you those two.
Oh, go on.
Dwayne Clark.
Who on earth is Dwayne Clark?
Dwayne Clark, and my second one is going to be Mark Pritchard.
Oh, Marky Mark scored our 2 goals away at Blackpool, I believe, in the FA Cup. He was a mainstay on LMA Manager 2005 and 2007, so that's where I remember that boy. What are your thoughts on those?
I'll just throw in my last one.
Oh, go on.
Throw in my last one on a subs bench. Hugh Macaulay.
Hugh Macaulay. I think two of yours sound like setups for jokes. Dwayne Clark and Hugh Macaulay. There's something in that. I've never heard of Hugh Macaulay in my life. So
sounds a strong choice.
That's a strong choice. Joe, what are your thoughts on those said so far? And give us your two.
Jimmy Torre was a good shout because he was one of those ones who were expecting quite big things, but I'd totally forgotten about him. But as soon as you said it, I went, oh yeah, forgot about him.
Yeah.
Chucky Erubeni as well. I hadn't forgotten about him, unfortunately, so he didn't quite qualify for me because that name is too good to forget.
Too good.
Julian, I've already forgotten what you said. That's how memorable they were. So yeah, whatever. Yeah, they were forgettable clearly because I've already forgotten them. So, shall I add my two?
Let's go. Your two.
I'm really trying to say this with a straight face. This is a player at the time that I just loved his name. Years have gone by, I'd forgotten about him. It's been about 12, 13 years. Wesley Ngo Baheng.
Yes.
That's a great shot.
I mean, I'd go so far as saying a cult hero. Because he joined at the worst possible time for any striker to join a football club.
And I'm pretty sure he had some sort of sideline as some sort of rapper or hip hop artist or something. Someone I'm sure can sort of confirm that or not. But
we can have a look as we go, I think, because he came from Newcastle, didn't he?
Get him on the pod. That's all I'm saying.
His pictures are great. He's got the Newcastle kit on. He is still playing. No, he's not still playing. Don't worry. Yeah, he played 3 times for us. Joined not from Newcastle, but was unattached from Newcastle. Then he went to Hereford and then back to France, I think, where he was born and raised, where he started his career. But yeah, brilliant suggestion.
And the other one is Dipo Akinyemi.
Oh, Dipo.
Thing is, I'd forgotten about him until he signed for York this season. Then I recognised that name. So I remember him now, but I didn't until I... That makes sense, doesn't it?
No, I totally understand, because I looked him up. I think after someone had emailed in about mentioning Dipo Akinyemi. I was like, I've heard that name recently. And I looked it up, and he'd just signed or something to.
I do remember him scoring on like a horrible Tuesday night against Lincoln or something under Barry Smith. So, yeah. Wasn't many
I was going to say, I can't even remember which year it was. He wasn't one of Holdsworth's loans, was he? He was later than that.
No, it was later than that. I think he was Scott or Smith, I think.
Right.
Yeah. 2015. Oh, I did write it down.
Oh, nice.
And an honourable mention. Well, we might make it actually for Omar Reza.
Omar Reza.
Oh,
I'd say, yeah. Wesley and Omar Reza for me are like my most iconic. Some of my most. They're up there with like Danny Lopez, kind of cult hero status. But I know for some people they'll be like forgotten completely.
Was it Omar Reza who had? No, he didn't. I was thinking Visser, the South African guy who brought his brother with him.
Well,
Oliver,
you're thinking
Wilco.
Yeah, Oliver and Wilco.
Wilco Rissa, the German Namibian, I think he was.
German Namibian. Yeah, superb.
I've got one more honourable shout out as well. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, go for it.
Because I genuinely totally forgotten about him. We had played one appearance for us apparently as a winger, Alberto Saidi.
God, yeah,
he was loaned from Southampton under 21s, made one appearance, and then he was from Guinea-Bissau, and he had dual citizenship, Guinea-Bissau and Portugal, when he spent the rest of his career in Portugal, 2nd or 3rd division.
Superb.
What could have been?
What could have been? Alberto Saidi. Superb. I've got. I mean, now we're gonna have to. I knew strikers would descend into this. But I've got one more that I wrote down, which I still can't place him. Is Ibi Akambi.
Oh yes, he came from Maidstone, I think.
Can't place him in an Old Trot shirt, but he signed and played for us at some point.
Yeah, and I remember him charging around up front, but that was about it.
I've also got one more in my scroll that I scrolled down. Giuliano van Velzen.
Oh, the boy with gold. He was the one.
Doesn't sound forgotten to you, Will. He sounds like fond memories.
Left foot extraordinaire.
Yeah. Well, I remember his ridiculously flashy boots he turned up in. I can't remember if they were gold or I think they were bright blue or something. I was just like, this is the National League, mate. I can't just turn up here and do stepovers. Was it Giuliano van Velzen?
Yeah, I mean that's my pronunciation of it.
No, rather than like I thought there was another V in there, but there can't be another V in Van Velzen. Blimey! All right, Julian, have you got any other striker suggestions hidden down there?
No, I'm sticking with Hugh McCauley and Dwayne Clark.
Again, they sound made up. It's like...
I found when I was looking for the strikers that a lot of the crap ones I remember, because you remember a crap striker more than you remember a sort of forgettable midfielder. Because I was going, like Shamir Mullings. I was like, oh no, well I haven't forgotten him, have I? I've got inbuilt trauma of these
it's
strikers.
Like iconic because of how bad we were at scoring goals at the time. I was just looking up Wesley Ngobeheng, and his professional debut was a substitute in the fateful FA Cup match away at Dover under Holdsworth.
That was on telly, wasn't it?
Was it against Holdsworth? No, it was
Kevin Dillon.
Kevin Dillon, of course, being spat at
live
by
on TV.
fans. Yeah, that was pretty mad. Because I remember being really excited on the way there, about to watch Wesley and Goberhang hopefully get a start. Because all I'd seen of him was him in his Newcastle United shirt. So I was like, this guy must be unbelievable. He was released on that short-term
90
contract.
minutes later.
I think it was 2 months after that appearance, he was released. Fair play. All right. We've got 3 minutes 50 to get 3 strikers out of this. Right. I'm going to get rid of Chucky Irabeni. I think he's too memorable. I'm also going to get rid of Mark Pritchard. Too memorable. Scored 2 at the Blackpool game. That's iconic enough. Now, well, where do we want to go from here, Julian? We've got a few from Joe that we need to whittle down at least. Would you like to supplement your Hugh Macaulay with a Jimmy Torre, or a Wesley and Goberhang, or a Giuliano Valvelsen?
Yeah, I'm happy to trade in my Hugh for a Van Velzen.
For the flair.
Yeah, we need the flair. Yeah, the boots alone. All right. Giuliano Van Velzen is in. Are we saying Gimme Torre? That's got the wow factor?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay. Well, I think then to make it
it's a strong bench.
As fair as fair can be, we will. I mean, how are we spelling Dwayne?
I think there's I've forgotten.
Yes,
I think there's a Y in it. I think it's DW.
Oh yeah, it's like Dwayne.
AYNE.
Okay, it's with an E on the end.
This is the content that the listeners are signed up for, isn't it?
Just me scrolling through. Okay. Summer of 2002.
That's the
he
guy.
Then had spells at Cheshire United, Lewis, and Aldershot Town. Has since become something of a journeyman, but recently signed for United's Southern League rival Slough Town. Not recently, obviously. He's now 45. Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, I'd never heard of him, but looking at him, I don't remember him, and he is forgotten. Dwayne Clark sits alongside. He can go on the left. He's left-footed, so we'll have Dwayne Clark on the left, Giuliano Van Velzen on the right, and Gimme Torre, hopefully knocking in those crosses from Dwayne and Giuliano. How do we feel?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I feel enlightened.
That's about as good as we can hope.
I don't know what it says about my life, but that's the most fun I've had in a while.
Oh God. Well, if anyone's got any other suggestions for 11s that we try and piece together to give us more of this fun, like shouting out Bobby Hopkinson and Clark Masters and getting a real good laugh out of it, then send them in to atfcpodcast@gmail.com and we will absolutely consider it.